Welcome to a deep dive into the world of AI.
Oh, yeah?
Today, we're going to be using AI in action as our guide, and we're going to explore two incredible breakthroughs. They're really changing the game.
Really are.
We're talking about an AI that can actually, get your sarcasm
Mm-hmm.
and robots that are learning to think on their feet. So are you ready to see how AI is, stepping right out of science fiction and into, reality?
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome.
It's really remarkable how quickly things are advancing. Let's start with that first breakthrough that you mentioned, ContexNet. It's an AI language model, and it's making waves because it's tackling something that's been a major hurdle for AI, which is understanding
Yeah, I
context.
was reading about this.
Yeah,
It's not just about understanding the words that we're saying,
right.
but the meaning behind them. Right? It's like imagine trying to explain a joke to a computer.
Right.
They might get the words, but totally miss the humor.
Exactly. And that's precisely what ContextNet is designed to solve. Think about how frustrating it is when you're dealing with a chatbot or a virtual assistant, and it just doesn't seem to grasp what you're trying to say.
Oh, yeah, so annoying.
ContextNet promises to change all that.
So how much better is this context net, really? Is it
Uh,
just a small step forward, or is this a giant leap?
well, the data is pretty impressive. Early tests are showing that ContextNet demonstrates a 40% improvement in contextual understanding compared to previous models.
Oh,
That means interactions with AI could become significantly more intuitive and helpful.
okay, a 40% improvement. That's huge. What does that look like in the real world?
Imagine customer service that actually understands your frustration
Right.
and provides a solution that truly addresses your problem.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
think about educational platforms that adapt to your unique learning style, giving you personalized feedback and guidance.
I'm already seeing people buzzing about this online. The hashtag ContextNet hashtag is blowing up. Everyone's talking about the potential, from personalized medicine to more intuitive smart homes.
Yeah. What's really fascinating to me is how they achieved this breakthrough. ContextNet was trained on an incredibly diverse data set,
Yeah.
including everything from everyday conversations to literature and social media posts. This essentially allowed the AI to immerse itself in the nuances of human communication, learning to pick up on those subtle cues and patterns that we often take for granted.
It's almost like they gave the AI a crash course in being human. So this is a big deal for how we interact with technology.
Right.
But what about how AI interacts with the physical world? That's where robotics comes in, right?
Absolutely. And just like with ContextNet, we're seeing some truly remarkable developments in robotics thanks to the power of AI. We're moving beyond the era of robots that could only perform simple pre-programmed tasks. Now they're starting to learn, adapt, and even make decisions on the fly.
That sounds both amazing and a little intimidating. What kind of advancements are we talking about here?
Well, one of the key drivers is a technique called reinforcement learning. Think of it like training a dog. You reward the robot for desired behavior, and it learns through trial and error to navigate its environment and accomplish complex tasks.
Okay, so instead of being explicitly programmed for every single step,
Right.
these robots are actually learning from experience, just like we do. Are there any real-world examples of this in action?
There are some incredible examples. Companies like Boston Dynamics with their robot dog Spot and Agility Robotics with their new humanoid models are at the forefront of this. These robots can navigate challenging terrain, handle objects with surprising dexterity, and even adapt to new tasks without needing to be reprogrammed.
I saw a video of one of these robots navigating a construction site, climbing stairs, and even moving debris out of the way. It was incredible.
What's particularly impressive is their ability to self-correct in real time. If they encounter an unexpected obstacle or a sudden change in their environment, they can adjust their movements on the fly to maintain balance and continue with their task.
So they're not just blindly following instructions. They're actually thinking and reacting to the world around them. I mean, this is the stuff we used to only see in movies.
It is pretty mind-blowing, and the potential applications are vast. We're talking about robotic surgery, autonomous delivery drones, and robots that can assist in dangerous search and rescue missions.
Okay, so we've got AI that's getting better at understanding us and robots that are becoming more adept at navigating the world. Where does all of this lead us?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? These two advancements, AI that gets us and robots that can act autonomously, paint a picture of a future where machines can collaborate with humans on a whole new level. But it also raises some really big questions.
Like, if robots are handling tasks that require human-like dexterity and AI can understand our needs and intentions, what does that mean for the future of work?
It's a crucial question. But before we dive into that, I want to pause for a moment and ask you, our listener, How do you see AI changing our interactions and environments?
It's definitely something to think about as we continue to explore this fascinating topic.
And it's a question with a lot of different angles. Like, some people are excited about the potential for AI to free us from tedious or dangerous jobs,
Right.
while others worry about the impact on employment and the economy.
Yeah, I can see both sides of that.
Yeah.
On the one hand, who wouldn't want a robot to handle those tasks that are repetitive or risky?
Right.
But on the other hand, it's natural to wonder what happens to the people who were doing those jobs before.
Yeah, it's a complex issue and there's no easy answer. But I think it's important to remember that history is full of examples where technological advancements led to shifts in the job market. It's not necessarily about jobs disappearing altogether, but rather about the types of skills and expertise that will be in demand.
So it's less about fearing the robots and more about adapting to the changing landscape.
Exactly. I believe that AI has the potential to create entirely new industries and job opportunities that we can't even imagine yet.
Wow.
But it will require us to be proactive in terms of education, training, and reskilling the workforce.
Okay, that makes sense. But what about the ethical implications? AI that can understand us and robots that can act independently, it all feels a bit like a science fiction movie sometimes.
I understand that concern, but just like with any powerful tool, it's how we choose to use it that matters. AI and robotics have the potential to do incredible good in the world.
I was reading about researchers using ContexNet's methodology to create educational platforms that are incredibly intuitive and personalized.
Right.
They can adapt to a student's learning style and even detect when they're getting frustrated or disengaged.
That's a fantastic example. And think about the possibilities in healthcare. AI-powered robots could assist surgeons with delicate procedures, reducing the risk of human error and improving patient outcomes.
Right.
Or imagine disaster relief robots that can navigate dangerous terrain to deliver aid and supplies.
So it's about focusing on the positive potential while being mindful of the potential risks.
Precisely. It's crucial that we continue to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AI and robotics. We need to establish clear guidelines and regulations to ensure that these technologies are developed and used responsibly.
I remember reading a quote by Dr. Alan Turing, the AI ethicist, who said,
Right.
"Understanding context is the next frontier for AI to truly assist humans in complex social interactions." It seems like we're well on our way to crossing that frontier.
We are indeed, and that's why it's more important than ever to think critically about the future we want to create with these powerful tools.
It's exciting and a bit daunting all at the same time. Where do you think this all leads? What's your vision for the future of AI and robotics?
I believe we're at the very beginning of an incredible journey, a journey where AI and robotics will become increasingly integrated into our lives, helping us to solve complex problems, improve our quality of life, and even push the boundaries of human potential.
So it's not about replacing humans, but about augmenting our abilities and working together to create something truly extraordinary.
Exactly. I envision a future where AI helps us to be more efficient, more creative, and more connected. A future where robots can handle those tasks that are dangerous or repetitive, freeing us up to focus on what makes us uniquely human, our creativity, our compassion, and our ability to innovate.
That's a future I can get behind. And speaking of getting behind something,
Yeah.
our listeners can follow @AI for the People to stay up to date on all the latest developments in the world of AI.
It's a great resource for anyone who wants to learn more about this fascinating field.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into AI in action, what's the key takeaway you want our listeners to walk away with?
I think the most important thing is to remember that the future of AI is not predetermined. It's being shaped right now by the choices we make, the conversations we have, and the actions we take.
So it's up to all of us to be informed, engaged, and thoughtful about the role we want AI to play in our lives.
Absolutely. The future is ours to create. And with a little bit of curiosity and a lot of collaboration, I believe we can create a future where AI empowers us to build a better world for everyone.
It's inspiring to think about all the possibilities.
It is.
But I have to admit, I still have some, lingering questions about this whole AI thing.
Yeah,
It's evolving so rapidly.
it is.
And sometimes it feels like we're just scratching the surface of what it can do.
Absolutely.
For instance, we talked about ContexNet and its ability to understand context.
Right.
But are researchers working on taking that even further? I mean, can AI ever truly understand human emotions
Right.
and like respond in a way that feels genuine?
That's a great question, and it's one that researchers are actively exploring. While AI can already detect patterns in language and behavior that suggest certain emotions, replicating true emotional understanding is a much more complex challenge.
So it's more about recognizing the signs of emotions
Right.
rather than actually experiencing them.
Exactly. Think of it this way. AI can analyze your facial expressions, tone of voice, and even your word choices to infer that you might be feeling sad or frustrated.
So
But it doesn't mean that the AI itself is feeling those emotions.
that makes sense. But even if AI can't truly feel emotions,
Right.
it can still have a profound impact on how we interact with technology, right?
Absolutely. Imagine a world where your virtual assistant can not only schedule your appointments,
Right.
but also sense when you're stressed and suggest taking a break or listening to some calming music.
Or think about the potential for AI in mental health support.
Yeah.
AI-powered chatbots could provide a listening ear and personalized guidance to people who are struggling with anxiety or depression.
Those are just a couple of examples of how AI is poised to change our lives in really meaningful ways. And as we continue to develop these technologies,
Yeah.
it's crucial to remember that we have the power to shape their direction.
So it's not just about passively observing how AI evolves. It's about actively participating in its development and ensuring that it aligns with our values.
Precisely. We need to be asking ourselves questions like,
Yeah.
what kind of future do we want to create with AI? What are the ethical considerations we need to be mindful of? And how can we ensure that these technologies benefit all of humanity?
Those are big questions, but they're essential ones to consider as we navigate this uncharted territory. It's exciting,
Yeah,
it's challenging,
it is.
and it's definitely something we all need to be paying attention to.
Well said. And for those who are eager to delve deeper into the world of I highly recommend following at AI for the People.
Oh, yeah.
They provide insightful updates and thought-provoking discussions on all things AI.
It's a fantastic resource for anyone who wants to stay informed and engaged in this rapidly evolving field.
As we conclude our deep dive into AI in action, I want to leave our listener with a final thought. The future of AI is not something that's happening to us. It's something we're actively creating. So let's embrace the possibilities, navigate the challenges thoughtfully, and work together to build a future where AI empowers us to reach our full potential.
Beautifully put. Thanks for joining us on this incredible journey into the world of AI. We hope you've learned something new, sparked your curiosity, and left feeling inspired about the possibilities that lie ahead. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and remember, the future is ours to shape.